From Garden City's Garden Lane, this is Omni Edition's Up Your Alley. Brought to you by King Cone on Ford Road, just east of Merriman. By Geppetto's on Ford Road, west of Middlebelt. By the Garden Lanes on Warren Road, just east of Middlebelt. By Tales and Tapes Bookstore in the Sheridan Square. And by Your Travel Planner, also in the Sheridan Square and all in Garden City. Here now your host, Kevin Kramus.
Hi, and welcome to Garden Lanes here in Garden City. My name's Kevin Kramus. I am the host of the show Up Your Alley. I'm also the executive producer, the writer, the creator, and just all different kinds of names. Dan York thought of the name, though, one day when he said something to me that pertained to the name, and that's how we got the name. What was I going to say? This is Garden City's #1 bowling show, because I got that from the Nielsen ratings. And this is, let's see, today's Wednesday. And tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Watch for the Omni Blimp in the Macy's Day Parade. It'll be a big silver blimp, and it'll say Omni Edition. And courtesy of Dan York and Omni Edition, they'll say WDAN running at the bottom. This show is being brought to you by the Garden City Cable Commission. Those people are helping us put this show together. And if you, too, would like to put a show together of your own, just contact the Cable Commission via City Hall. And I'm sure they'll help you put a show together of your own. Also, the show, if you win 6 shows in a row, we're going to send you to Toronto. 3 days, 2 nights in Toronto, care of Your Travel Planner, conveniently located in Sheridan Square on Ford Road. And stay tuned, because in some of the some of the coming shows, upcoming events, this is like Disney, we're telling you what's going to happen. We're going to be giving away more parting gifts. Misty's Cards and Gifts will be giving away a present to all the people that have to say goodbye to us. So right now, I'd like to bring up our challenger, Dale Clack. He has a 188 average, I think. And we're going to bring him up. He's a bowler here at Garden Lanes. How are you doing today?
Good, very good, very good.
So, you all excited about bowling against your counterpart?
I didn't think it would come about, but I'm glad that it did. He's a good friend of mine.
He bowled 2 great games. He started off real slow, and he comes back at the end. You got to watch that 9th and 10th frame.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be tough.
You're going to spot him 22 pins.
That's going to be tougher.
So, do you bowl here at Garden Lanes? Or?
Yes, I do, on Wednesday with the Schoolmasters League.
Okay, and how did you find out about the show?
Our secretary of the league brought me the entry form.
Did she do that to all the people in the league?
I don't know, but I brought him his. I got him here.
So you're the fault for having him on the show.
Right.
Now we know who to blame. Anybody at home that you'd like to say hello to?
Oh, I'd like to say hello to my wife, Margaret, my granddaughter, Jennifer. She's right over there. And also my son, Rick.
Okay, so we say hello to those people. And right now we'll bring up our champion. He won 2 weeks in a row. This is his third week back. And if he wins 4 more times, we're sending him to Toronto. Let's bring up Bob Lefevre, our champion. Welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
So, what are the lanes like this week?
They're moving quite a bit. You never really know where to put it. It should be more. I should have the advantage, but this house is pretty hard for me to bowl at anyway. I have to adapt quite a bit.
You have the left-handed bowler syndrome, I think. With all the right-handed bowlers, all the oil goes to your side, and it makes it slippery.
Right.
So, what do you think about bowling against Dale Clack?
I never thought it'd ever come about. He's a heck of a good bowler, and I'm proud to bowl him. I'm proud to bowl with him and be a part of him.
I understand you work with him.
Yes, I do. He works on. He's head of grounds crew, and we work out of the same building, and I see him every day.
Okay, so you know what he bowls like. You know him. So it's friends against friends.
It is, and he's really tough, and I respect him, and I just hope I can give him a good game.
Okay. So anybody at home you want to say hello to?
Yes, I'd like to say hello to everybody, my church family at Bethel, and my family at home. And thank you, and God bless them.
Okay, so we're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we're going to see who wins this battle of the public schools. There you go, battle of the public schools. And Bob Kuzmano, our cameraman.
Getting into drugs and being high is a stupid thing to do. But being in control and saying no is not the easiest thing to do. Being original and take a stand, you are free to say no. Don't let a friend push you into taking drugs. You got a right to say no. Being original, take a stand, you are free to say no. Don't let a friend push you into taking drugs.
You know, getting into drugs and being high is a real stupid thing to do. Being original, say no to peer pressure. Say no may be the smartest thing you ever do.
You got a right to say no. You got a right to say no, right to say no.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gurney. Here we are back at Garden Lanes. We're going to bring up our first bowler, Bob Lefevre. Bob has a 22 pin. He's a 2-week champion. This is his 3rd week back, and it's his turn to bowl. He will be bowling against his workmate, Dill Clack. Dill has a 185 average. And if you've been watching the show the last few weeks, I think all the people that have been on the show have got their sign-up sheets from their secretary. So if you bowl, go see your secretary if you want to be on the show. Here's the shot. Strike. Starts out strong here in the first frame. He did that the first week he was on the show. He started out with a strike and a spare. This brings up Dill Clack. We've heard a lot about this man, the way he bowls. Here he comes in the first frame. Right in the pocket. So a strike for both men here in the first frame. For you ladies watching the show, don't be discouraged, because you can be on the show too. I know Dill is the man with the keys at the school. He's always got keys when I need to get into something. Usually keys to the bathroom. That's usually where I'm headed. And here he comes. Second frame. Little bit high on that head pin. Right down the pipe. He'll knock down 7 pins. He leaves the 3-6-10 combination. Geez, I had them pins all added up in my head before the pin counter did. I'm getting good at this. Here it comes, the 3-6-10, and he picks it up. Starts out with 2 marks. So Dill have a 20 in the first frame. Bob has a strike. Remember, he has a 22-pin handicap that we'll add in at the end of the game. Handicap is devised from the differences of the 2 averages minus 10%. Here's the shot. He adjusted to it. He's going to get another strike. 2 in a row. He'll be bowling in his 3rd frame. Bob has been one of the most consistent champs we've had on this show since the show started. his third frame. He's got 2 strikes. Looks like he adjusted well to this one, too. He'll leave 1. He's throwing at the 2 pin, I think. Here he is throwing at the 2 pin in the 3rd frame. He's got 2 strikes. Here's the shot. And it curved away. He didn't get it. But a good start. "57 pins through 3. That'll bring up Mr. Clack. He has 2 marks. Strike in the first, spare in the second. Little off. Leaves a 5 pin. That gives him 39 through 2 frames. So he'll be throwing at the 5 pin here in the 3rd frame. Right down the pipe. He's going to get it. Gonna. Garden City Education. Here comes the 4th frame. All marks through 3. Curves in there a little bit low. He'll leave 5. Be throwing at the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 split. And he leaves the 7 pin. That will bring up Bob. Bob has a 57 through 3 frames. He opened in his 3rd. It's been very close. Here comes Bob in the 4th frame. Right in the pocket, and he leaves 2. The 9-7 split. Don't forget, stay tuned at the end of the show. Watch Garden City Planning for a Better Tomorrow, the informational show about the city and about you. And he didn't get any. 65 through 4 frames, 2 pins separate these two. Okay. Well, here comes Dill.
And he gets a strike.
So Dill gets a strike in the fifth. Bob gets a strike in the fifth. That's our Tubby's star frame. And somebody out there will win a Charm Glow gas grill and a Omni Edition chef's hat and a whole bunch of hot dogs. And remember, at the end of Garden City Planning for a Better Tomorrow, we're going to have the best of Scoro. We'll show Scoro programs. And he cannot shake the 10-pin. Well, he did shake it. He just couldn't knock it down. Cross alley, picks it up. If you can't pick up the strikes, pick up the spares. Heard that from Nelson Burton Jr., my buddy. Bob has a strike in the fifth frame. Dill has 93 through 6 frames with a spare in the sixth. Comes our champion Southpaw. And he can't shake that 6-pin. So as the bowling alley empties out, we almost hear dead silence. Guess you wouldn't hear dead silence, would you? Here he is throwing at the 6th pin here in the 6th frame. He's in a cross. Nice shot, picks it up. That's one spare he needed. Still only separated by 2 pins. Bob with an 85, Dill with an 83 through 5 frames. But Bob has a 22-pin handicap. Here comes his 7th frame, spare in the 6th. Nice shot. Right in there, strike. He's adjusting very well to the changing lane conditions. Always changing lane conditions. That'll bring up Dill Clack here in the 7th frame. You need to mark here. Right in the pocket, a little bit high. Looks like a solid 8-pin. Solid 4. So I missed it by 4. Dan York advised me that game time temperature is around 41 degrees. And he picks up the spare that he needed. In the 6th frame, Bob 105, Dill 102. So Dill will be bowling in his 8th frame, spare in the 7th frame.
One more solid 10 pin. $121 through 7 frames for Dill Clack. He's here in his in his 8th frame. Here he is, cross alley at the 10 pin. Nice shot, picks it up. Perfect form. Eighth frame, that'll bring up Bob Lefevre. Got a strike in the 7th frame. Nice strike in the 8th frame. Here comes his 9th. He's got 2 in a row. Here's the shot. Brooklyn side 3 in a row for Bob Lefevre. We have a turkey on Thanksgiving Day, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see if Dill can birdie this one. Here it is, hooks in there. And leaves that 8-10 split.
Pick it up, Dill.
Here's the shot. He's going for the 8 pin, and he'll pick it up. $148 through 9 frames. Dill will bowl in his 10th frame. Dill needs a mark here in the 10th frame. Right there in the pocket. And just can't knock down that 9 pin. The 7 kicked against the wall and flew back and just spun around the 9. So his 10th frame here, throwing at the 9 pin. And he picks up his spares. Here comes Dill Clack in the 10th frame. He's got a spare. Throwing his extra ball. One more solid 10 pin. So Dill Clack finished with a 167. So we have Bob Lefevre. He's here in his 10th frame. I haven't added it up yet, but he will reign as champion. Here it is. Knocks down 6. $161 through 8 frames. He doesn't even need the handicap. He's throwing out the 1-2-4-8 combination. And he picks it up. $181 in the 9th. Nine pins would break him, would put him over 200. Here's the shot. 199. Finishes with a 221 with the handicap. The Dill Clacks 167. We'll go to a break. We'll say goodbye to Dill, and we'll give Bob some prizes.
You know, hanging out's okay. Nothing to do but shoot the breeze and let the day pass. But after a while, you get the feeling there's got to be more to life. And your family starts bugging you to get serious about your future. But when it comes right down to it, it's your life, and you've got to make the move. For me, it was the Air Force. They gave me over 200 careers to choose from. Careers that can really take me somewhere. In computers, electronics, communications. The Air Force is even picking up most of the tab for college. And I'll tell you, the Air Force lifestyle is something else. So why don't you give it a shot and get going with your future? You'll be serving your country and yourself in the Air Force.
Hello and welcome back to the end of. Now my audio's up. Hello and welcome back to the end of the show. That was the stuff for the hearing impaired people at the beginning. We still have the same champion. That's my name right there. Bob Lefevre won. He got a 221 game with that 22 pin handicap. Finished strong. He got the turkey today on Thanksgiving Day, and that kind of helped him go past Dill Clack. Right now we'd like to bring up Dill and say goodbye to him. He bowled a fine game. He bowled a 167. Just couldn't overcome the powers of Bob Lefevre.
That's right. He threw the ball good. Those 3 strikes there did it.
He always does what he has to do, and today he started off strong and he had a strong finish. He does it right.
Well, I wish him luck the remainder of his games. I hope he makes the trip to Toronto.
If he wins, he's halfway to Toronto 3 more times, and he's on his way. Right now he's in about London, and there's some construction there. We were there yesterday. So there's your 6 games of bowling.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on the show.
Appreciate it. I'd like to come back again sometime.
Okay, we'll have you back. Thanks a lot.
You bet.
Right now, let me put these games away. They're worth a lot of money. I have to bring up our champion, Bob Lefevre. Like I said, bowled a 221 game. Bring him up here. You're adjusting perfect.
I can't believe what I'm doing, and to beat Dill is just a big thrill. And I don't know. I just hope I keep on going.
Gives you bragging rights at work, I guess.
Well, yeah, I'm not one to brag, but I didn't think I'd ever beat him.
He bowled a fine game. He bowled a 167, but even without your handicap, you bowled a 199. Do you do that? Do you bowl over 200 often?
No, not very often. I have a hard time putting 3 games together. I can bowl 1 good game, and then I just collapse in the last 2 or the 3rd game. But I've got my concentration, and I'm just trying to find whatever which way the alley moves. I'm just trying to find my mark.
Okay, so we're going to give you your prizes. Once again, prizes from King Cone, Geppetto's, and Tails and Tapes Bookstore. 3 more times, and you're going to go to Toronto.
Well, maybe next time tell my wife to pack her bags. I don't know. No.
So for Bob and for Dill Clack, I'm Kevin Kramus. Thanks to the crew, Bobby on camera. We got Mike on camera. Dan York, our director, and Julie Hughes was our production assistant. So we'll say goodnight and stay tuned for Garden City Planning for a Better tomorrow, right after this.